Picture this. You've just landed in Seoul with 48 hours to experience one of Asia's most electrifying cities. But within the first few hours, you're already making mistakes that will haunt your entire trip. What if I told you that most first-time visitors to Seoul make 7 critical errors that completely ruin their Korean adventure before it even begins? I'm about to reveal the exact regrets that thousands of travelers wish they could undo. And by the end of this video, you'll have the insider knowledge to navigate Seoul like a local, not a confused tourist stumbling through Gangnam with a crumpled map. Let's start with something that might surprise you. The biggest regret isn't what you'd expect. Regret number 7, staying in the wrong neighborhood. Here's what happens to most first-timers. They book accommodation in Gangnam because it sounds familiar from that viral song, thinking it's the heart of Seoul. Wrong move. Gangnam is primarily a business district that transforms into a ghost town after office hours, leaving you stranded far from the real action. The neighborhoods you actually want are Hongdae for nightlife and youth culture, Myeongdong for shopping and street food, or Insadong for traditional Korean experiences. These areas pulse with life around the clock and connect you to Seoul's authentic rhythm. Imagine trying to catch the last subway at midnight from Gangnam, only to discover you're stuck in corporate wasteland while the real Seoul party's elsewhere. But location mistakes are just the beginning of what goes wrong. Regret number 6. Not downloading the essential apps before you need them. Seoul runs on technology, and without the right digital tools, you're basically traveling blind. The subway system alone will eat up hours of your precious 48 hours if you're trying to navigate it without Subway Korea app. Google Translate becomes your lifeline, but here's the kicker most tourists miss. Download the Korean language pack for offline use because Wi-Fi isn't everywhere, especially in traditional markets. Kakao Map is your actual GPS savior since Google Maps is notoriously unreliable in Korea. And here's something that will save your trip. Papago Translator works better than Google for Korean, especially for reading menus and signs. Picture yourself standing hungry outside an incredible smelling restaurant, staring at a Korean-only menu with no internet connection. That's the nightmare scenario these apps prevent. Speaking of food, this next regret will shock you. Regret number 5, eating at tourist trap restaurants instead of discovering Seoul's hidden food culture. Most visitors waste precious hours and money at overpriced restaurants in obvious tourist areas, missing the soul of Korean cuisine entirely. The real magic happens in basement food courts, street markets, and tiny family-run joints where locals actually eat. Gwangjang Market isn't just a tourist destination, it's where Seoul residents grab lunch. Those anonymous-looking restaurants with plastic stools and ajumas shouting orders, that's where you'll find the best kimchi jjigae of your life for a fraction of what tourist spots charge. But here's the insider secret. Follow the office workers during lunch rush. Koreans don't mess around with mediocre food, especially when they're spending their own money. If there's a line of suited professionals waiting for a table, join that line. Now we're getting to the mistakes that really sting. Regret number 4, not understanding Korean social etiquette and accidentally offending locals. Seoul operates on subtle social codes that can make or break your interactions. Something as simple as how you hand over money can mark you as either respectful or rude. Always use both hands when receiving or giving business cards, money, or gifts. Never pour your own drink. Always pour for others and let them pour for yours. Remove your shoes when entering homes, some traditional restaurants, and certain shops. Bow slightly when meeting people, even if it feels awkward. The most painful mistake? Being loud on public transportation. Koreans value quiet public spaces, and that boisterous conversation about your travel plans marks you as an inconsiderate foreigner immediately. You'll notice the disapproving glances and suddenly realize you've become that tourist everyone wishes would leave. But social mistakes pale compared to this transportation disaster. Regret number 3, not mastering the T-money card system and wasting hours in confusion. Seoul's public transportation is incredible, but only if you know how to use it properly. Buying individual tickets is expensive and time-consuming. The T-money card isn't just convenient, it's essential for seamless travel between subways, buses, and even some taxis. What destroys most itineraries? Not understanding that the subway stops running around midnight, and night buses have completely different routes and schedules. Imagine planning a perfect evening in Hongdae, only to discover you're stranded until 5 a.m. when the first train starts running again. That's 8 hours of your 48-hour adventure wasted. Load enough money on your T-Money card to last your entire trip. The last thing you want is your card running out of funds during rush hour with a massive line behind you at the top-up machine. We're approaching the mistakes that hurt the most. Regret number 2, poor time management that turns your Seoul adventure into a stressful sprint. With only 48 hours, every decision matters. Most visitors try to cram every famous attraction into their itinerary, spending more time traveling between locations than actually experiencing Seoul. The smart approach: choose one main area per day and explore it thoroughly. Day 1 might focus on traditional Seoul, Bukchon Hanok Village, Insadong, and Jogyesa Temple, all within walking distance. Day 2 could be modern Seoul, Myeongdong Shopping, Dongdaemun Design Plaza, and Banpo Rainbow Bridge. Trying to hit Jeju Island, the DMZ, and downtown Seoul shopping in 48 hours is a recipe for exhaustion and disappointment. You'll spend more time in transit than actually experiencing Korean culture. But none of these regrets compare to the biggest mistake of all. Regret number 1, not embracing the Korean concept of Jeong and missing the real magic of Seoul. Jeong is the deep, emotional connection Koreans form with places and people. It's what transforms Seoul from just another Asian city into something that captures your heart forever. This means saying yes when locals invite you to join their table at a Pojangmatcha tent bar. It means attempting to communicate in broken Korean, even when English would be easier. It means staying flexible when plans change because you've discovered something unexpected and wonderful. The travelers who fall in love with Seoul aren't the ones who check every tourist attraction off their list. They're the ones who shared soju with strangers at 2 a.m., who learned to make kimchi from a grandmother in Insadong, who found themselves singing karaoke with office workers in Gangnam. Seoul reveals itself to those who approach it with curiosity rather than a rigid schedule. Your 48 hours should include moments of spontaneity, cultural immersion, and genuine human connection. The real secret to Seoul isn't avoiding regrets. It's being open to experiences that weren't in your original plan. Those unplanned moments become the stories you'll tell for years, long after you've forgotten which palace you visited or which shopping district you explored. Seoul is waiting to show you something magical, but only if you're brave enough to step off the tourist path and into the real Korea.